This is the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about a haunted maze at a Lakeview home that's become an annual Halloween tradition for the family. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
That's enough to send shivers up your spine. You're going to make it a fun Halloween night for the Jones family of Lakeview near Soap Lake. It's a freaky family tradition and a benefit for Grant County Animal Outreach in Moses Lake. Tristan Jones, along with his wife Sheila, their daughters Chloe Jones and Rain Horvath, will run the Halloween maze with other relatives and friends. About 20 volunteers make it possible, and it's taken several weeks to put together. Tristan explained why he constructs the maze every year.
Well, I love Halloween. It's always been one of my favorite holidays. I love getting the kids involved, and I remember when I was a kid, going to people's houses that were all decorated up and seeing all the different stuff they did. It always amazed me.
The Jones family and friends are putting on what they call the biggest, most horrific Halloween maze they've ever built. Made of donated pallets, the maze fills the Joneses' front yard. The family invites you to join them and other relatives and friends who volunteer to make it amazingly ghostly and ghoulish. They'll even throw in a freaky dose of demented clowns and zombies of all ages. Have you ever met a zombie baby? Tristan Jones, who grew up in Soap Lake and works at a data center in Quincy, is the lead special effects coordinator, but says it's a collaborative effort with family and friends.
It started about 8 years ago when we lived in Ephrata. We just done up our house. We've just progressively gotten bigger, and this year, people started asking us what we were going to charge to go through it, and that's when we reached out to our friend at the Animal Outreach.
Cost is a can of dog or cat food or a cash donation to benefit the Grant County Animal Outreach Shelter in North Moses Lake. What does Tristan's wife Sheila think about his preoccupation with Halloween?
He's lucky he married me because I love it too.
Tristan described what's inside the maze marked with zombie warning signs.
There's a little bit of everything in there. We got 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 different rooms. They each have their own little theme.
Their daughters also love their roles in the maze.
It's something unique that you don't see often. When you go out and about, just when you're trick-or-treating, like as a kid, I didn't see all these cool mazes. I saw, the typical decorations, and this is fun.
I have a great time scaring people and, even putting things up.
Tristan explained how the maze is child-friendly.
So we have a code word that we give our volunteers to help scare people, to tone it down a little bit for the little kids.
From State Route 28, exit at Grant Street Northwest, then right to Grant Place Northwest, then left to Lakeview Place Northwest. You can Google map their location with the address 19426 Lakeview Place Northwest. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
The Moses Lake School District is moving forward with a new schedule for high school students beginning in 2017 unless a construction bond passes to build a new high school. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
The Moses Lake School District Board of Directors is moving ahead with their planning for a possible year-round multi-track schedule to deal with overcrowding at the high school and a lack of new facilities. The schedule would split the 2,300 student population into 4 separate tracks which ran at different times to relieve overcrowding. Superintendent Michelle Price talked to the board about what she needed to keep the process moving forward.
For those committees to really get into scheduling and the details of the application of the schedule is to have a decision as to which schedule we are going to use. And they recommended to you that we go on the 45-day of instruction with 15 days of intermission. Again, the schedule is about having 25% of our students and our staff out of the buildings at any given time to maximize the use of our facilities. And so we would like to see you take action sooner than later on that 45-15 schedule, unless you'd rather us relook at that.
Newest board member Eric Stones voiced his concerns about the schedule, saying he has questions about the long-term ramifications of what it could mean for the district. Board President Kanya Pikins and other members said the switch to the new schedule is still Plan B if the next construction bond is again rejected by voters in 2017, as the district will have to implement it to deal with continued overcrowding. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
We will be right back after this.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at primetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Cristina Sanchez with your local weather segment brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. We do continue to have showers in the area. We do have a cold front that is bringing a much cooler air mass in place, especially as we begin the next work week. We'll be taking a look at our spooky Halloween weekend forecast here in a few moments. And for tomorrow night, daylight savings time will be coming to an end. As we take a look at our almanac this morning, our low temperature right around 50 degrees. Today's high temperature in the mid-60s, average highs in the mid-50s for us here in Ephrata, and for you in Moses Lake, your low temperature 50 degrees. Average low is 32, your high temperature in the upper 60s, average highs in the mid-50s. We still have some showers in the area. Winds blowing from the west-southwest up to 15 miles per hour. Wind gusts up to 20-25 miles per hour. We continue to have showers in place, temperatures right around the low 60s. As we take a look at the U.S., there is a low pressure system that is bringing strong showers and thunderstorms for Dallas, Oklahoma. This system will continue to move east and bringing strong showers and thunderstorms for the lower Mississippi Valley and also into the southeastern states. But as we take a closer view within our area, we do have a cold front that is bringing waves of moisture, bringing showers across the region. For Sunday night, there will be that chance of snow and especially higher elevations across the mountains, and more showers as we begin this Saturday morning. For us, mostly cloudy skies, gusty winds, wind gust up to 30 miles per hour in the area, and showers throughout Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. For you in Seattle, your high temperature for Saturday right around the upper 50s, Long Beach low 60s. Showers will continue throughout the day in the Yakima, high temperatures in the mid 60s, windy conditions, and also for you in the northwest, high temperatures right around the mid-50s with showers in place. Tri-Cities area, high temperature right around the low 60s. But we'll continue to have those high temperatures slightly above average for this time of year, but we'll definitely feel that cool down as we begin the next work week. For us here in Ephrata, our high temperature right around 62, 61 for Moses Lake, Royal City 65 with mostly cloudy skies, showers, wind gust up to 30 miles per hour, so the umbrella is really not going to do you any good. Not the day to go out and trick-or-treat. Temperatures throughout the afternoon in the low 60s, dropping right around the low 40s. And for Saturday night, don't forget to set back your clock 1 hour since daylight savings time will be coming to an end on Saturday night. High temperatures on Sunday in the mid-50s, then dropping into the low 50s for next Tuesday with plenty of sunshine. Low temperatures Saturday night in the low 40s, then upper 30s as we begin the next work week. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back with sports.
Paying your Grant PUD bill with ePay is like getting free cuts in line. You pay when you want, how you want. Get free cuts in line with Grant PUD ePay. Visit grantpud.org.
Ah, dude, I'm just in the theater. It's totally cool.
Ah.
The new flamethrower cheeseburger now with a $5 lunch. I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Gary, do you remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
Comes with a Sunday now. I can handle it.
You know your body, Gary.
Go flamethrower. Now the DQ $5 lunch comes with the new jalapeno bacon flamethrower cheeseburger, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. This is fan food, not fast food.
Moses Lake and Davis went at it in Big 9 action at Lions Field Tuesday. Chiefs were needing a win to solidify a playoff spot. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
Davis scored 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of the contest as the Pirates knocked off Moses Lake 4-3 at Lions Field. McKenna Kappenman and Taddy Ailes recorded early first-half goals for Davis. The Chiefs rallied back in the half with goals from Abby Rathman and Maddie Krogh to level the match at the break. Davis jumped out early again in the second half with a goal from Sarah Reber, putting the Pirates up 3-2. The Chiefs came right back with an Abby Rathman goal, her second of the match. Sarah Reber would score the deciding goal in the 65th minute for the 4-3 victory. Reber finished with 2 goals while keeper Eliza Berman recorded 4 saves for the Pirates. The Chiefs are back in action this Thursday for a home match against Wenatchee. iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
The Cougars and Knights battled it out on the pitch in Warden Tuesday as well, and it was the home team coming up big.
Brenna Whitney scored 4 times and Warden dominated Royal 5-1 in a non-league match to close out regular season play. The Knights struck first on a goal in the first minute of action. Jenny Mendoza leveled it 1-1 3 minutes later off a Bailey Whitney assist. Warden broke the match wide open on 3 consecutive goals by Brenna to go up 4-1 at the break. Brenna added a lone goal in the 60th minute, much to the ire of the Royal coach who was hoping his team would play better and snap its 2-game skid. Warden closes out the regular season with a 13-2-1 record and nails down the 2B Central Washington South Conference title with the win. The Cougars open postseason play against St. George's Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee.
Well, with the regular season winding down and playoffs just around the corner, there are a handful of football games going on tonight. Undefeated Moses Lake and Davis butt heads for the Big 9 title in Yakima. 2 of the top 5 ranked teams in 1B 8-man football go at it when Almira Cooley Heartline hits the road to Odessa to take on the Tigers. The 2B Central Washington South Conference title is on the line when the undefeated Mapton Vikings and Cougars mix it up on the gridiron in Warden. In CWAC action, it's Quincy looking for its 3rd league win in a row when the Jacks entertain 0-7 Wapato. And iFIBER Communications will be broadcasting the Ephrata Ellensburg game live from Kiwanis Field. Kickoff is 7 p.m. Well, have a great weekend. We'll be back after this commercial break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
The Dodge brothers' competitive spirit and engineering prowess started long before they built their first car, and will continue long after their latest, the most technologically advanced vehicle in its class.
Our next story is about how the Moses Lake School District handles reports of bullying and how they're trying to make it easier. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
During the first 8 weeks of the 2015 school year, there have been 5 documented reports of bullying or harassment in the Moses Lake School District, and with over 8,000 students, that comes out to just 0.13% of students impacted. But during the district's community forums and school board meetings, parents and students have voiced concern and confusion over the official procedures regarding bullying and why certain measures are taken to protect both the victim and the bully. The official Moses Lake School District policy regarding bullying includes physical attacks, jokes, racial or socially inappropriate slurs, and now includes images or comments transferred via social media or online devices. The policy also includes how the chain of command for dealing with bullying begins, starting with the school principals or counselors before moving up to the superintendent and, if necessary, the school board itself. Under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, schools are not allowed by federal law to disclose disciplinary reports or any other information about a student to anyone other than their parent or legal guardian, thereby shielding both the victim and the alleged bully. Executive Director of Student Services Dave Balcom said virtually all cases of bullying are usually handled at the school level, and the district is working on making the process of reporting bullying easier.
I can say in my, 18, 19 years in the district, I've never seen a concern or complaint go that far. Typically it's resolved at the building level or at the district administration level. We want all our schools and our classrooms to be safe environments for everybody. We want them to be inclusive. So we do take it seriously. Since the most recent community forum at Moses Lake High School, we've made it easier for our parents and families to access the complaint form. It's now right on the front page of our district webpage. Before it was kind of hidden in a couple pull-down tabs. Now it's right out front. Also, when a family makes a complaint, we're bound by policy 3207. There's a calendar that's involved with a formal complaint in terms of how many days the school has to respond, how many days calls for an investigation. I mean, it's all detailed by policy and procedure. And parents may not have been aware of that.
Balcom said the relationship between the district and local law enforcement has been valuable in maintaining security at all Moses Lake schools, and stressed that students are safer in schools now than they've been before, but administrators are always looking for ways to improve the environment for students.
I think it's very important to share that our belief that we are safer. I think the other piece is the information that came out of the community forum, it drew a change on behalf of the district's response. The folks who came forward at the community forum to talk about those concerns the conversation wasn't squelched. Someone was there to deal with them and listen to them. I know in one situation, Linda McKay and we followed the very next morning with a parent who had a concern. We started that investigation, that conversation with that school. So I think that demonstrates that we're very concerned, take it very seriously, don't just sweep it aside because we're not here to talk about that at the community forum. I think our schools are very safe. I really do. And all our schools are becoming crowded or more crowded, but I still believe our students are very, very safe.
In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Welcome back. The next story is about a Quincy composting facility waiting on the state's approval to start receiving food and yard waste in Seattle to improve soil. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
A Quincy composting facility continues to wait for approval from the Washington State Department of Agriculture before it can start operating again. The department is trying to determine the best way to move food waste from the apple maggot quarantine area in Seattle to be processed at the Quincy facility. Grant County does not have problems with the pest. As the state determines the best plan, the facility is currently processing the compost from materials it already received. Ryan Leong, a general manager with Pacific Clean, said the facility can receive between 5 and 7 truckloads of green waste from Seattle. The green waste contains organic materials, such as yard clippings and food waste. The company received the contract with Seattle after the city passed an ordinance requiring people to separate their green waste from their trash. When the trucks arrive at the facility, employees remove items such as plastics, metals, and glass. After the items are removed, they grind the remaining waste and combine it with agricultural waste, such as manure. The compost is then moved into rows further on the property.
That once it's in a windrow, it goes through the pathogen reduction process, which is PFRP, and that takes 15 days to go through that, which gets it up to temperature 5 times. And by temperature, we mean temperatures in excess of 131 degrees, and that's intended to kill pathogens, pests, and other things in the material, so that as part of the composting process, we end up with a product that no longer has things that could harm crops and what have you.
The compost goes through a stability and curing phase. The whole process takes about 120 days. When the project was announced, people raised concerns about odors from the facility, but the process doesn't create any more odor than the ranch next door. Company officials said the dry conditions keep the odors from being a problem. State officials are looking at procedures to deal with the apple maggots, starting with the collection of the waste and continuing throughout the process. The procedures include compacting the material when it's loaded and when it's being processed, pesticide strips in the trailers carrying the material, and the composting process itself.
We, as composters, one of our major customers is the tree fruit industry. We make an end product that is marketed for agricultural use in and around the local Quincy area. So we are aligned in wanting to make sure that the product that we're producing and the process in which we're producing that product does not cause a problem for our neighbors and our farmers and those in the area.
Leong said the compost is important for the area because it returns carbon to the soil, which was used for growing crops. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about how Columbia Basin Hospital staff is giving free x-rays of Halloween candy on Friday and Saturday in Ephrata. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
Before all the little trick-or-treaters start digging through their Halloween candy this weekend, the radiology department at Columbia Basin Hospital is offering a free way to make sure that candy is safe. Parents can bring their children's Halloween candy to have it x-rayed on Friday and Saturday. Radiology staff will x-ray the candy and allow parents and children to take a look at the photo to ensure the candy is safe. This is the first year the Ephrata Hospital is offering the service, and radiologic technologist Johnny Murray explains what will happen.
What we're going to do is Friday and Saturday night from 6 to 8, we're going to be x-raying candy bags so you can bring your candy into the hospital, follow the science back to radiology. We'll x-ray it out for you, make sure it's all safe for you, so you have a great, healthy, safe Halloween.
Murray, who helped out in past years with similar events at Samaritan Hospital and Moses Lake, said he's never found unsafe things like razor blades or needles in Halloween candy, but the x-ray ensures the candy is safe to eat.
We very rarely find anything. In fact, I've never found anything, but it's just a nice community service to do this so you can absolutely relax and know that your kids are safe.
This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFIBER 1 News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.